best part right now is now I could just talk as much as possible and they can't say nothing.
They can't say nothing. There were so many doubters, so many naysayers, so many people didn't want you to get that title shot. It was so unfair, dude. It was really wild. It was wild to see. It really was. It really was. Because I'm like, are you guys not watching his fights? Like, what the fuck are you guys seeing? I do not understand when people don't appreciate excellence. I really don't get it. I never, like the Sean Brady fight, you see that fight, you don't think this dude is a fucking problem for everybody? You see the Wonder Boy fight, see all your fights.
And all of them, they've been different, right? Like
Yeah.
with the Sean Brady, all I did was stand up. I didn't shoot one takedown on him. Gilbert Burns, I didn't shoot one takedown. Wonder Boy, I took him down. Obviously, I'm not going to strike with a kickboxer, so I've showed you guys all forms of martial arts.
Yeah.
And people still hate it. They're still hating.
So crazy.
Even with the Leon fight, so even for this fight, I was like,
after the
bro.
Leon fight, I think they have to shut the fuck up. I think everybody has to shut the fuck up and just recognize what you did. Because you put so much pressure on him standing up. You were in his face from the very first second of the very first round. You just advanced. And you could tell he wanted that space. And you could tell it was a different experience than what he thought he was going to get from you.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw him against Kobe and him against Usman, the third fight, we saw that he's an expert at distance.
Yeah.
He manages the distance. He puts it at his own pace. So we were like, bro, we got to make this the dirtiest fight, the hardest fight for him. So we got to step right away. So even when the ref was like looking to me, telling me to back up, when he looked at Leon and said, you ready? I'm walking forward right away. So I'm right in his face before he even like looks up. So I was like, I got to get him on his back foot right away, make him uncomfortable. And I knew he's not good uncomfortable. None of these, no striker's really good moving backwards.
Right.
But I knew Leon specifically, I don't want to be in his kick range. I don't want him at his slow pace like he did against Kobe and these guys where he kicks, moves. I'm like, I'm going to be in his face nonstop, punching him in his mouth and taking him down whenever I see an opening.
The Kobe fight I thought was going to be different. I think Kobe broke his foot real early in that fight.
I mean, I think Kobe sucks, but for me, I think that Kobe he's just not a good striker. Even with the fights that we see that he was really good at, it was just because he put a good pace on all these guys.
Right.
And he dictated the pace with, RDA and Robbie Lawler, all these guys, but none of those guys really had that type of cardio. When we saw him against Usman showed you, all right, he could keep up that pace with Kobe, and then Kobe can't take him down, so it ended up being like a kickboxing match. Mm-hmm. For Leon, he knew if he dictated the pace with Kobe wasn't going to be able to do anything to him. And I don't think the time off, I think, hurt Kobe's distance management because his shot takedowns were terrible in that fight. Like, he wasn't managing it, he was just shooting it.
If he's telling the truth, though, I think the foot had a big factor. Because I think he broke his foot. I think Leon checked a kick real early on, or he kicked low and hit the shin and broke his foot. Hit the knee, something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but apparently in the first round he broke his foot. And that, if you can't move against Leon, you're in real trouble.
Yeah, I mean, especially because Leon's so good at his lateral movement.
Yeah,
and then his kicks hurt so
control.
hard. Yeah. So for me, I was like, I can't be in kicking range at all. I think I felt like one body kick early, and I was like, all right, let me step forward on it. So even with my mindset the whole camp, I probably took 2,000 to 3,000 body kicks and then move forward on each of them. And if I backed up at all, my coach is yelling at me, look what you did here. You did this wrong. Move forward. We can't take one step back. So I was writing it down. I was putting it in my head, do not take a step back. Do not take a step back. And then it just came out in the fight.
It came out perfect. It was a master plan. It really was. Watching you execute it, I was just so shocked, first of all, his inability to deal with you on the feet. Because even if it was just a kickboxing match, there was so much pressure and so much volume of strikes. You were constantly on him. Your boxing was so on point, man. It would look better than it's ever looked.
Yeah.